What's going on? Peace and blessings. What's up, you guys? This is AJ the Wildfire. Log in for some motivation. Let's get it right this time. I'm shooting live and I'm broadcasting live from YouTube at Adonis Johnson, and I'm also on Facebook Live. Make sure you share the broadcast. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. This camera's kind of off a little bit, so I'm gonna have to make a few adjustments. And disregard all that little stuff in the back you guys see. Come on now, let's get this work. Let's get this work. Log in, talk to me as I talk back to you. Come on now, y'all ain't doing nothing on this Monday, muggy Monday, this mighty Monday. We back at it again. Bigger, better, greater. That's the topic. Thank you guys for praying for Sister Sonia. She really needed it. And God has definitely been working with her, and she's been working with God too. Now, let's be clear. Sometimes God can tell you to do something and you don't want to do it. You want to do it your way. And then God end up showing you your way don't work, right? Then we got to come back to God and be like, I'm sorry, God. Give me another chance, So, I mean, she getting it right now. Trust and believe that. I'm going to make some adjustments to this camera, though. So you guys going to see a little uplifting real quick. What's going on? Peace and blessings. Thank you guys for logging in. Those that's taking their time to log in. There we go. We good now. Those that's taking their time to log in, we are broadcasting live from YouTube at Adonis Johnson, Adonius Johnson. Share the broadcast, right? I got a good message I want to give to some of us, and for others, if this is the first time you hearing me speak, then I have to warn you that this is not the typical. Um, hmm, my delivery and my style is very unique, but if you stick around long enough, you will become to appreciate it, right? We are the Invisible Crown Army. The Invisible Crown represents your character and your attitude. So we deal with mostly things that center around those things, character and attitude, working very hard on leadership and how to lead from the front, right? For some of us, we are the example. We are the living example, and we have to be what we want to see. That's what I wrote in the book. That's what I believe. And for all those that's able to connect to me, that's what I stand for. That's what I'm willing to die for. I'm willing to die to make sure that other people understand that I'm only going forward in life, right? And I'm just letting the broadcast open up. My algorithm been off a little bit, so it's taking a little bit longer for the broadcast to kind of open up to people, but you give it a little time. Sometimes it'll kick in. What's going on? Somebody just logged in on. Let me just say what's up to my YouTube people. What's good? Hello. Let me just say hi back. Right. Yeah. Anyway, as the lines open up, you guys, this is probably my second feed from this location here. It's still a little resistance up in this building. This is a big building. It's over 500,000 square feet. And I need the flow to be right with a lot of you guys in order for me to do what we're doing right now. Remember, my father mansion has many rooms. Well, this room that you're being invited in today, right now, hopefully we can come together and get something out of this thing right now. I need it, you need it, we all need it. I started off by saying thank you guys again for sharing the broadcast. Thank you guys that believes in this walk, right, that we are in right now, this season and time. Sister Sonia, she's one of the overseers. She is a huge part of this thing, and she need our help. She need our prayers. And I ask you guys to continue to keep her covered because I'm sure she wearing them out up in there. Wherever she's at, she's in a hospital, but she's been released to go back home, right? But let me tell you about this lady. I knew that wherever she was at, right, she would do what God have her to do. And again, they put her up out of there because man, at the end of the day, she was doing too much praying and too much slaying, and she was encouraging everybody. And that devil don't play fair. He like, she gotta come up out of here. She giving too many people too much hope up in here, right? And so they returned her back to her house. So big ups on that right there. But she still needs you guys' prayer because sometimes we can go to battle for others and we overlook ourselves sometimes, right? for many of us, right? So I want to get you ready, but I got to shift for a second. Let me get back to that, right? Let me shift for a second. Let me shift for a second. Work with me as I work with you. Let me shift for a second. I don't want to go there yet. Tried to come in like that. Don't want to go there yet. I gotta pray. It's gonna be. I gotta get us right. Let me get us right. All right. Let's start over. What's up, everybody? Peace and blessing. My name is Adonis D. Johnson. I am the creator of I Am My Life Coach. I Am My Life Coach is a self-help awareness tool that helps you mentally ground yourself, right? I am so excited to bring forth another message to you guys. My message is simple, it's easy to digest, right? For some of us, we need it to be chopped up a little bit. We don't need super deep. For some of us, we just need just layman's terms. Give it to me, I can take it. Some of us, we don't have a lot of time. We like to run with it, and we want to wait on Sunday or we want to wait on whatever day. I don't have no problem with what you want to wait on. But for others that knows that you got to know how to stop and who's on your beat. For many of you, you are on my frequency right now. I'm on your frequency right now. I will only hope you can stick around for a little while and let me crack something open for you. And just maybe you can receive something. If it ain't for you, it's for somebody else. Everybody ain't here to receive what I got to say. It's okay. I'm here to challenge some of you, right? I don't agree with the way you think. I'm here to challenge the way you think, right? But the only way I can do that, I have to journey myself to a different place. I have to channel my energy to a different place. And I'm asking that you channel yourself as well. Let me get myself together real quick, you guys. Yeah. Right? Let me get myself together real quick, you guys. All right. For many of us, we on a battlefield. This battlefield is called life. Whose life? It is your life, right? Your life, my life. I want to remove all distractions, anything that might hinder you, right? Anything that might hold you, right? Earrings, whatever. I have to remove all of that because I want to make sure my voice is the only thing that's heard right now, right? So I just pray that you guys are in a good place. For some of us, big bro, you doing it. What's going on, man? My guys, no, man, I appreciate that. Logging in and sending me messages and things like that. This is the only way I know that I can give back is through the experiences and the encounters that I have encountered. I recognize some of you don't really have time to hear some of the things that I have to say. But if I have already experienced some of the stuff that you might go through, then why not get it from somebody that's going to give it to you the way that you need to receive it? There's no need to go out and experience the same thing somebody else had experienced. If somebody got bit by a dog, do you really want to go get bit by a dog? But see, I believe in this environment, we're so competitive, right? We like to go up against each other. We talk too much, right? We want to tell all our business to everybody. And that's one of the reasons why many of us on this broadcast, many people don't like you guys. Many people don't like you because, one, Adonis is successful. He's successful in many areas, right? And you go around saying, Adonis, Adonis, and then people's trying to slay you, slay me, because my success, right, is what keeps this thing together. But it's many of you successful too. But since they can't tell you about you, they got to tell you about something that connects to you. And that's what gets you thrown off, right? Because they going to talk about everything except you. But when they talk about the things that connects to you, that's how they talk about you, right? So I want to keep it plain. I want to keep it simple. I'm going to call a timeout. And what do I want to call a timeout on? I want to call a timeout on the battlefield. This battlefield is going to be called life right now, you guys. Get in your best position right now, you guys. I need to move. And if you can reach me and I can reach you, then we can shift and we can go to a bigger, better place than the place that we was just at right now. So God, I call on you right now because God, you calling on me right now, but I'm calling on every person that get on this broadcast. God, I'm asking that you will first bless bless this broadcast line right now, God. Open up the signal, send out the notification. When they see the notification, when they log on, God, I'm asking you will bless them immediately right now. I recognize this conversation is foreign to some people. They're not used to all of this. I don't have a collar on. I don't have a robe on. I don't have a hat on. I don't have the initials at the front of my name. I don't have the initials at the end of my name. God, I just want you to remove everything right now. All I want them to see is you, God. See that you can be present in this conversation, God. Fill them up right now, God. Revive them, recondition them, renew them, reposition them, realign them right now, God. Restore them right now, Father God. I ask that you will enable the things that we need in order so we can hear you, God. There are so many things wrote in scriptures. Let those that have ears, well, God, I think we need some different ears right now. I know you're not talking about the earthly, fleshly ears. You're talking about the ear that can hear the voice of instructions right now. So, God, if that ear has been disabled, I ask you, as you being the creator, God, that you can enable anything and everything. So one thing we need to have enable, God, we're going to need some hearing, because you said deliverance come from hearing. And for some of us, we need to be delivered from ourselves. But the only way we're going to be delivered is we're going to have to be honest. We're going to have to be open. We're going to have to keep it real with you, God, because you are our God right now. We didn't go up there, God. We asked that you came down here, and you came down here to walk among us. So right now, God, no matter where we at right now, we calling a time out on every position, every role that we play here on earth. We don't want to be looked at as a title, a manager, or anything. You said do not conform to the patterns of this world, and yet we fall into every pattern, which lead to every trap, which lead to every imprisonment. And God, some of us done came a slave to ourselves right now. We don't allow our pride, we don't allow our ego, which done just ease you right on up out of our life right now, sending us to holler out to you, cry out to you. Some of us, we don't even know how to pray to you. We get in your presence, don't know what to say to you. So God, right now, God, we asking for a real moment right now. We asking, God, that you could just refresh us right where we stand. Come on, y'all. Yay. God, we surrender every area much as we possibly can right now. If people are driving in their cars, if they're in their home, if they're in their room, no matter where they at right now, God, you know exactly where they at right now in terms of progress, in terms of life, in terms of this walk, this journey, whether they're going up the hill or if they on their way back down the hill. That's a transformation. That's a transformation that needs to take place. And God, I'm calling out for that transformation as of right now. We are in the middle of the month right now. We're making our way in the middle of a year. Come on now, y'all. And there's some things that we failed to do, and there's some things that we actually done, but we could not celebrate. We did not celebrate you. We are the most complainingest people that we possibly know. We have so many things to be thankful for, but yet, God, it seems as our attention is only stuck on the things that ain't working. We find wrong in everybody else. Come on now. Yeah. We find wrong in everybody else, and yet we can't find wrong in the things we do. God, we ask for forgiveness right now, God. We ask, God, that you will empty us of ourselves right now. Creating us, meaning it has to be a process. It ain't just words. Come on now. We want to open up and we want to speak to you right now, God. We asking that you will create in us a new heart. Bring something new. I Am My Life Coach is a new heart, a new way of thinking. Come on now. Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but by the renewing of the mind. So, God, if we can renew ourselves and stay grounded to something, yeah, then you will renew the right spirit inside of us right now. So, God, we're thanking you that you're renewing something. We thanking you that you are redoing things in us. We thanking you, God, that we get to work with you while you work on us. Come on now. It ain't just on you, God. This is on us as well. We have a role to play. We have a position to play. We recognizing that the team is the team, but we show up to be a team player. And God, for some of us, our stats are low right now. For some of us, our stats is not as what they should be. We don't want to take the shot. Either we got fear of what we've been in or fear of where we're going. But God, we ask that you remove all fear, that we might practice. Practice what? Practice a new attitude, a new walk in you and through you. So thank you, God, that you're getting us signed up. You're getting us signed up and you prepping us for something that we thought we wasn't ready for. Yeah. But we have no other choice. We have no other choice but to trust you, God. You wrote it on money. You wrote it on our hearts. You wrote it on everything around us. Put our trust in you, God, for you are the substance. You are the one we put our faith in right now. So we're grateful that everything we got is because of you. The voice we have is because of you. The friends we do have is because of you. Everything we have belongs to you. You sent it. So God, we just humble ourselves right now. Forgive us for things that we know nothing about. Forgive us for stuff we have said. God, we ain't thank you enough. We are definitely a stiff-necked generation, God, but we ask that if you give us the oil of joy, we won't be stiff like we used to be, God. We thanking you, God, for the oil. We thanking you, God, for the opportunity to even be in your presence again. God, you're filling us up right now. You're filling us up with hope. You're filling us up with strength. You're giving us power and passion to move forward in you and through you. And for that right there, that's access granted. Thank you, God. You're lifting us up right now. You're dusting us off right now. We don't smell like what we've been in, neither do we look like what we've been going through. Somehow, some way, you continues to remind us that it is to you be the glory, God. It is to you be the glory, God. And we ask for a calm in our life right now. We ask for a calm right now, a sacred wind. Come on now, there you go. Yeah. We want to receive the sacred wind. New wind, new wind, new wind. Yes, God. Thank you for calming every storm right now. The battle is already won. Yes, Lord, we just got to get there. We need to know how to praise you. We need to know how to hold our position. We need to know how to honor you. Come on now. Today we're going to accept this invitation. We ain't going to ignore it no more. It is an honor to honor you, God. It is an honor to say to you be the glory. Come on now. We're going to accept the invitation today. We accepting this invitation today. God, we need the makeover. We cannot run off of what we ran off last year. We can't run off of what we ran off last month. We can't do what we did in the last relationship, God. We need something new. We keep thinking about everybody else, trying to monitor them, God. Maybe it's me. Maybe we need to do something different. Maybe we need to level up. And if we're not leveling up, God, forgive us, but help us in the leveling up. We should be giving more than we ever expect out of someone else. Come on now. We should be giving more. Yeah. So, God, we ask that you will enlarge our territory like you did Jabez. This is the prayer of Jabez. God, enlarge our territory. And while you doing it, please keep your hands on us. We don't want to get big-headed right now. We don't want to sit here and start doing the most. We don't want to start sitting here acting like we bragging, right? If you give it, then we know you can take it away. Why would we brag on something that's material of this world right now? God, we are silly builders. But I believe today you can help us learn how to build a little bit better. Build better relationships, build better infrastructures. Come on now, build better foundations for you, God. And this is in your son, Jesus Christ's name we pray. Yeah. Amen. Listen, you guys, now I'm shooting live from YouTube and I'm also on Facebook. So if you don't want to be on Facebook, it's cool with me. Let me switch the flow right now. Kind of needed that right there. Yeah. I kind of needed that because you guys, you got to be careful. You got to be careful in this season. Everybody ain't rolling with you. And you got to go through and you got to evaluate. You got to find out what's real and what still need to heal right now. Some stuff you have, some people is sabotaging what you have built. Okay, they done shifted. Some way they don't revert it back to old patterns, old ways. I need you to make sure this is not you. I need to make sure that if you shifted, you need to reshift. Again, some of you, we transitioning in and we transitioning out. We transitioning in a new season and we got to get out of the old way of doing things. We are prospering. We are growing. Come on now, we have to water what it is we planted. Come on, we can't be silly when it comes down to this thing. I entered into a conversation with someone today and they were so biblical, Bible-based, like the Bible said, the Bible said, the Bible said, the Bible. And I said, wow, God, please don't tell me I used to do this to people. Because if I did, I am sorry. And for many of you, I know you probably over this, right? You know, again, that's just the Bible said this. And there's nothing wrong. The Bible is the Bible. It really is. But see, what we're missing is we want to talk about everybody else, but you ignore the conversation that you have. And you ignoring the hand-to-hand combat. Some of you, you have right now encounters. This is all you gonna get is a right now encounter, and you messing up this thing. That's why I say your religion or whatever you've been taught is worthless, because whoever been teaching you, come on now, somebody said experience right now. That's what you should have at this point. Your experience. You see, many of us, we have locked up the storehouse. Right? What is faith? If you ask anybody, like this reverend was speaking, and I was teaching him some things. He said, faith is the substance of things unseen, of evidence of things hoped for, right? I said, yeah, I got that part. I said, but you see, it could be summed up. Faith is substance. You see, this is a bottle. Remember, I just asked God to enlarge our territory, right? So that means this bottle here, right? It has substance in it. The substance is what's in it. For many of you, you have a storehouse, which is all of your substance. And I was telling the Reverend, I said, it's people around here walking around here with a storehouse, and they don't understand it's what's in here that makes room for them. But instead, what you want to do is feel like somebody has to earn what's in here. See, they can't earn what's in here. What's in here is for you to open the doors up to get what you need. It's not coming until you use what you have. Many of you, you stuck on what you want, and you forget and you neglect what you have. You have an opportunity to be bigger. You have an opportunity to be better. You have an opportunity to be greater. Instead, you allow what's going on outwardly to affect you inwardly, and it shuts you down. This is your gas right here. You guys, listen to me. Faith is the substance. Don't use it as no quote. Remove the quote. Let's get it deeply rooted. And that's the lesson I'm about to teach today. How you have to deeply root something. You see, the Reverend told me you can lead. I'm going to stop saying the Reverend because he might be on this line listening, right? And he's very older than me. So he said, you can lead them, AJ, to the water, but you can't make them drink. Now, I wasn't trying to be smart with him, but I can't help the fact that God put me here now for something different, something new, a new perspective. I said, yes, Reverend, you cannot lead them. You can lead them to the water, but you can't make them drink. But I can put some salt in that hay, and I can make them thirsty where they don't have no choice but to drink. What am I saying to you guys? Some of us, we on the front line, we don't have no other choice. At this point, we almost at that 50 mark. For some of us, we in our 40s right now, okay? And we don't have no other choice but to sit here and say it how it is, call it like we see it. And if it's wrong, then please correct me. It's many people on the front line right now. We don't have a problem with being corrected, but you're going to have to know what you're saying, you know. You're going to have to express. You're going to have to teach what you've been taught, right? You're going to have to come with more than just words when it comes to me. Faith is the substance. And sometimes when you so busy caught up on how somebody look and they outer appearance, you're going to have to search and see what's up, what's going to back up that substance. Where's that substance at? What do you put your faith in? Because see, many of you might put your faith in your walk. You might put your faith in looking pretty. That's only going to work for a person who got deceived with the looks of their eyes. For others, you put your faith in your education. You put your faith in your intelligence. That's going to work for a little bit too. Others, you put your faith in your emotions, and now your emotions mean everything to you, but you have no emotion. You don't have no intelligence to your emotions. So now I feel like this, I feel like that. You see, you're ignorant when it comes to your emotions because you're not thinking of what's the purpose. You see, substance. If you feel some type of way about something, you got to deal with it with yourself first. And one way you can deal with it by asking yourself why. Why am I irritated at this individual? Second of all, for many of us, this is some pointers I want to give you. When you find something good within a person, stick to what you find and wait for the rest of the stuff to come. You're not getting everything at one time, and you don't have enough to evaluate somebody at one time. You only have a moment. Stick to what you need. A person can say 10,000 things, but you only need one word, one thank you. That's why it says 10,000 tongues would not be enough to say thank you. Why? Because everything I do should be thanking God for having the ability to do it. So my walk should be a certain way. Why? Because he gave me the ability to walk a certain way. And me walking that way is how I say thank you. When you're able to understand that 3 times 3 is 9, all over the world, then you have a clear understanding that this thing is systematic. He still wants you to use your mind, right? How do you use your mind? It clearly says, do not conform to the patterns of this world, but by the renewing of your mind. That means when you're ready to learn on a day-to-day basis, meaning let's start over, y'all. We can start over today. If you got down on your knees today and you asked God to forgive you for everything, and he gave you another opportunity to do better, then everything you done yesterday and on back don't matter no more at this point. And that's why I bring I Am My Life Coach as the grounding, because you're going to always have to ground yourself to something. Now, for many of you, you grab yourself to my mama said, I get it. My daddy said, I get it. I'm a Christian. I get it. I'm a Baptist. I don't care what you think you are, sorority, because you pledged into it. You went through the process. I get it. You earned the right to say you a Delta. You earned your military stripes. Whatever you got, you earned it. But when you deal with a human being, you ain't earned nothing. Because it's going to be in that moment that you're going to have to express who you are as a person. And for some of you, you missed out on this part. You missed out on who are you and whom's are you. That's what you miss, okay? Who are you and whom's are you? So let me go ahead and teach this quick lesson. If you guys will go over here, I titled this thing. I got two quick ones I want to give you. But the first one I want to give you, I call it Accept the Invitation, right? So listen, in Matthew's 22 is my favorite number. Matthew's 22, that was a banquet, a wedding banquet. And Jesus spoke to them, right? Listen to Jesus. He said, the kingdom of heaven is like a king. Stop right here. Isn't it not? I teach. The kingdom, the heaven is higher self. Many of you, we have entered into higher self, meaning you just do the right thing because it's the right thing. Now, you still know how to drop it low. You still know how to, you can go ignorant. You still know how to, go for yours. You get what I'm saying? You still know how to bust a move. Let's be clear about this part. This is why I don't like pretenders. Right? Because we act like once we cross over, we don't remember where it is we crossed over from. Many of us, we birthed out of a bad place. We came out of foolishness. We birthed out of raggedy relationships. We birthed out. That means we out of it, but we was once in it, right? So we understand, right? Now watch this. It says the kingdom of heaven is like a king who prepared a wedding for his son. You have to really pay attention. The king is preparing a wedding for someone else. What am I saying? For many of you, you open up the door for somebody else and they not accepting the invitation. You see, many people knew you didn't have what they have. You couldn't give them what they give you. You see, for me, I'm more of the giver of everybody around me. I'm more of the giver because it's what I give and what I give from. I do it because I'm big enough to do it. For some of you, you don't want to do it at all. And I'm trying to challenge this right now. That's why I stated I didn't come to agree with the way you think. I came to challenge the way you think, right? Because none of us is doing God no favor. He's the creator of the universe. He's the creator of heaven and earth. He's the creator, but he sent his son, which is the Lord. And what I'm saying to you is, it is to God be the glory. That's what patches us in right now, right? So watch this. He created a banquet and invited people to tell them to come, but they refuse. What am I saying? I'm saying when you get bigger, better, and greater, and you want people to see bigger, better, and greater, the ones around you gonna get the first invitation, but those gonna be the ones that reject you. That's gonna be the ones that try to play you. That's gonna be the ones that try to remind you. And for some of you, you get caught, you get distracted, and they pull you in the wrong direction. But watch what happens. In verse 4, then he sent some servants and said to those who have been invited. This is what I'm trying to tell you. You see, God knows the ones who rejects you because it was the higher self who requested them. I'm requesting higher self people, higher thinkers right now. In my realm, I want millionaires. I want prosperity mind thinkers, people that's ready, movers and shakers, people that's going to build, builders. But keep in mind, they going to kill the builders. See, many of us, we going to build some stuff. But when you build some stuff, you can explain what you build. And for many of us, we still trying to own up to stuff we did not build. You see, but when you build something, you should know the ins and outs to it. Watch this, you guys. Here come the drop. Then he sent some servants to tell those who had been invited that I prepared the dinner, my dinner, right? He sent the best, the ox, right? Every one of these animals represents something specific. I can't go into it right now, but it's a difference why it's the ox. It's a difference why it's the cattle, right? It's been butchered, right? Everything is ready. What am I saying? For some of you, you ready. I'm ready. We in great position. Listen to what I'm telling you. Great position. We ready. The wedding, people has to be called to you, right? Let's see what happened. Watch this, verse 5. But they paid no attention and went off. One went to go handle their business. Another one, I got to take care of my business. Who was calling them? It was higher self. You see, this is the last supper that they're getting called to. Some of you sitting at a table and people has to be called to your table. And yet they rejecting your table because they don't like the fact that it's you that's sitting at the table. Not knowing that it's only for a moment. It's only for a period of time that God will give them their own table. And they're going to be sitting in the same position you sitting in at their table. But they first got to come to your table. It is a process. That's why I said do not ignore the invitation right now. Somebody asked me, a person passed away at this church, right? That I attended, right? I'm still on count, right? And they asked me, did I know him? I said, no, I didn't know him like that. I think I might have seen him, but I ain't sat down with him. I ain't talked to him. I ain't done nothing. And for many people, they know if I can't call you, can't talk to you, you can't message me and I don't message back, then I don't know you. Right? But if you reach out to me and I reach back, then we know each other, right? And I said, you see, the reason why I say I don't know people, because the pastor stated that the person who passed away called them at nighttime. And he called them back at 6 in the morning. So this person called at 12 at night and he called back at 6 in the morning. These is times you don't call nobody at this time, right? Unless you know them. What am I saying? See, they have a relationship. Everybody else, most people got a membership. You see, you can't call nobody at no 12 o'clock unless you know them. And they ain't going to call you back at 6 o'clock unless you know them. What am I saying? Transfer of energy. You have to build your relationships, you guys. And for many of you, you think you got a relationship with people that you can't depend on them for anything. But yet you will do more for them than somebody that's doing for you. Ain't that amazing that you will be willing to do more for somebody else because you want their attention? But see, God knows this. Why? Because he's the higher self and you keep operating in your lower self. And this is what's going to happen. Watch this, you guys. This is good. But they paid no attention. Let's get at verse 6. They seized his servants, mistreated them, and killed them. Have anybody came in your world and just killed your spirit, killed your calmness, killed your peace, killed your progress, killed your vision? It was only for a moment. It's going to resurrect again. But they came in and just took everything right at you, right? Look at this. Mistreated them, right? Listen to number 7. The king was enraged. That's higher self. Because you see, when you got people, which is considered bandits, operating in their lower self, higher self is made available to them. But since they rejected the builder, right, which will be Christ, then Christ had to deal with them. Now he becomes the stumbling block. Many of you have now been charged with being the stumbling block. Now watch this. I didn't say you stumble. People stumble over you now, right? And you ain't got to put your foot out. Watch this. The king was so enraged, he sent an army. Invisible Crown Army. Hello, whoever just came on, you said hello. Here go a hello right here. He sent, thank you guys that joined me on social media. Those that's on YouTube, those that's on Facebook. What's going on to my peoples? Watch this, you guys. He sent his army. Do you not know? His army is the Invisible Crown Army. What is the invisible crown? The invisible crown represents your character and your attitude. Your character is what gets you there. That's what gets you chosen. But many of you, your attitude is what gets you injected. You see, your attitude is what keeps you there. Your character is what gets you there. Your attitude is what keeps you there. And for many of us, your attitude been under attack right now. You ain't got the right attitude. So I want to make some adjustments. Watch this. It says he sent his army and destroyed those murderers and burnt their cities. Now listen to this. Burnt the city, meaning everything that was there went up in smoke. That means your understanding, your business, your finances, your hope for tomorrow, everything. Now you back stuck where you used to be. Got to start all over. Why? Because you had the wrong attitude, right? Then he said to his servants, the wedding banquet is ready, but those who was invited did not deserve to come. Do you hear what I'm trying to explain to you guys now? You see, everything happened twice. He said they didn't deserve to come. So go out in the street corners and invite to the banquet anyone you can find. And for some of you, I thank you that you found your way to this broadcast. I might not know you, but in spirit and truth, your spirit brought you right where you need to be right now. And that's in a position where you can take on and change the narrative right now. I just want to change the narrative. If I change the narrative, if we change the narrative, I guarantee you, you will get everything you desire to have. Why? Because it's about how it works at this point. How it works is just as important as what works. See, some stuff works and some stuff just don't work. But you got to get to the why it don't work. And that's what we're here to do now. We're here to learn and teach ourselves with Christ how to move forward in him and through him. This is not complicated at all. If they have made it complicated, we can uncomplicate it. Let's go further. Watch this, you guys. Go find anybody you can find. So the servants went out in the streets, gathered all the people they can find, bad as well as good. Listen to me. Who's doing this? This is Christ. He's using an example and he's talking about the kingdom. But you see, some of you, you're judging based off of what you see. You can only judge based off of what you have. You can only judge based off of what you have. You put your faith in what you have and you do what it is that you eligible to do with what you have. But no one works for this. You have to ask for this. And for many of us, we have a full tank and you don't know how to take your cup off and give it your best shot because you are representing something bigger, better, and greater than you have ever been in your life right now. So I wanted to give you that one, right? And just skip down real quick. But the king came to see a guest. He noticed a man there who was not wearing wetting clothes. That means your wetting clothes, meaning your transformation. Many people got stuck in one position and they should be ready to transfer out into a new position. You do not get comfortable at where you was at then. Don't let your circle become your cage. You have to keep watering yourself. You have to keep watering yourself. Watering yourself allows you to develop and grow. We talking about self-growth, self-development, personal growth, and personal empowerment. So you have to water yourself, but I'm showing you, you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. But I can sit here and definitely make you thirsty where you don't have no other choice. But see, to the water is the well. But some of you, you're not deep enough. You're not deep enough. The substance in the well is at the bottom. You at the well with Christ. But notice with the lady that was at the well with Christ, Christ fed her at the well because he was deep enough to go down and bring that substance out. Many of you, you're going to have to go down in the belly of the beast that will be somebody else. And you're going to have to bring the substance out to give it to them. That's what I'm saying to you. I hope you got that. That means there's a well. You are the well. But they're going to come to you and you're going to have to go in them and go down and bring that thing up out them. Do you hear me? Okay, you got that. Let's get to this other quick lesson. Here go another quick one. I'm going to throw this one in the air real quick. And I promise you, I thank you for your time. You guys, I don't like rushing, but I know I have to drop this for you guys because I need it, you need it, we all need it. And man, that's just how it is. That's how it works. The best thing I can give you is what God has given me. And that is the ability to be able to hear him. And when I hear him, it's only to get what you need. It ain't here. We ain't here. We here for a good time, not a long time. Turn to Mark 4 real quick. Mark 4, you guys. Mark 4 real quick. Thank you guys for covering Sister Sonia. I'm going to pray us out in 1 second. Watch this, you guys. Mark 4. I'm going to show you here's a blessing right here. Make sure you share the broadcast too. Again, it's the Invisible Crown Army. My name is Adonis Z. Johnson. I'm the creator of I Am My Life Coach. Let's go deeper. Y'all want me to go deeper? Let's go deeper. Listen to this. And this is so funny. This same message, right? They asked me at the church, can I be a teacher? But in order to be a teacher, I had to come and give a presentation. When I gave a presentation, which is going to be this message Mark 4, this is the exact same message they told me. I'm not a teacher, right? They said, no, you ain't ready to be a teacher. And they told me I wasn't no teacher. And that was the end of that. I went through all the classes and they rejected me just because of this message. And today I bring that same message back before you today. Here we go. Listen to me as I listen to you, as we listen to God. Mark 4, verse 1. Again, stop right here. When God says again, that's like redo, repeat, here we go again. That's like telling something over and over again. But see, your Lord self don't like to be told nothing twice. See, this is something you guys got to flag. Somebody over here, you got to, in this season, you got to forget everything you know, and you got to really take your time because you got to get the instructions again because you keep trying to do things based off of what you see. But God wants you to be able to learn this thing so you can teach someone else. He don't want you to fake it till you make it. Many of us, we've been faking this thing, right? We've been faking this thing called myself. No, he really want to know what makes you you. He really want to know how much work have you done on you before you want somebody else to come and take care of you. You know, my man, he take care of me. My girl, she take care of me. Can't nobody take care of you better than God can. And the only way God gonna take care of you is what Jesus said. Love yourself and love your neighbor. So your job was love them like you love yourself. And when you talk about love, that means freedom. That means you can work on your finances. You can work on your emotions. You can work on holding your position. You can work on communication. You can work on not smacking somebody. You can work on boxing. You can work on your technique. Somebody put their hand on you. You can put them in a chokehold. You can work on anything you want to do, but yet you work on nothing. It has to start with you. Let me hit it with you first. And once you get it, then you can throw it on someone else. Watch what I tell you. Here come the drop, right? Watch this. Mark 4. Again, Jesus began to teach by the lake. Now watch this. The crowd that gathered, notice it said the crowd that gathered. It wasn't a specific crowd. It was just a certain group of people. And my point that I'm trying to explain to you is every last one of you arrived as an individual. Nobody knows nobody. Today is a new day. So we all in a new place at a new time, at the same time, new place, but we got different concerns, different situations, different finances, different status quotes. We are all in a different spot, but we in the same time, at the same time. Now watch this. It says the crowd gathered so loud, so large that he got into the boat, right, and sat in it on the lake, right? Now watch this. While all the people was along the shore at the water edge. Now stop right here. This is subliminal right here. This is a serious message. He had to get in the boat. You got to get this. The water was there, right? The water God gave to us. He gave it to all of us. But see, the boat that he got in had to be created. The boat had to be created. What am I saying? Some of you can get in a relationship, but the only relationship you can get in has to be created first. And for some of you, you can't get in what you did not create. He got in a boat. Somebody had to create that boat he got in. Okay. The one who created it was Christ. And he got in it and pushed back. Now watch this. Sat in that boat and he began to teach the people. This is what he taught them. Listen, a farmer went out to sow a seed. As he was scattering the seed, some fell along the path and the birds and something else ate it up. Some fell on rocky places where it did not have much soil. It sprang up and quickly, but the soil was shallow. Let me stop and go back to those seeds that fell on the pavement, right? And the path, and the birds came and ate it up. What am I saying? I'm saying as soon as somebody give you something, you go tell somebody else. See, birds, pigeons, they fly. They fly in. You don't know where they flying from, but they come in, take what you got, and keep it moving. They don't want it. You didn't eat it, right? So it never grows. They take what you got. Just because you know them, but that was a certain type of seed. Let's just say that was your oranges, or let's just say that was your apples. So now you ain't got no apples, right? This is why you ain't got, let's say it's your finances. This is why your finances is on minimum wage status, right? This is why you ain't got no money. Because the seed that was planted to make money got taken away. Your idea that God gave you, you shared it with somebody else, it's gone, right? Now let's move on. He says some of the seeds fell in a rocky place where it didn't have much soil and sprang up. That sounds like church. I'm only here on Sundays for 30 minutes. You mean tell me in 30 minutes I'm going to get everything I need? See, it's not deeply rooted. Soon as you leave back out that church building and Monday come or wherever they come and you got to go back and eat, and you forget everything you learned because you're dealing with the mind right now, you guys. Now watch this. So when it sprang up, it dies quickly because it's not deeply rooted. Next thing, but when the sun came up, the plant was scorched. Soon as hard times come, help, God, please, I'm gonna catch a case, the devil busy, right? See, remember, your mouth is gonna always testify against you on what's going on. So look at that. It said the sun comes up, the plant was scorched, and it withered away. Why? Because it didn't have no root. See, when you are a smart, intelligent builder, you know exactly what you planting, and you know exactly what you need. And for some of you, you can't destroy what you are in right now because you need to learn how to handle what you are in right now and hope that it can grow so it can feed you what you desire to have. It's a feeding. And for many of you, you are starving right now, right? And we can't afford to starve because if you starve them, you starve yourself. Ain't that something? Didn't I tell you faith is substance? You got substance and don't want to pour your water because you got an attitude. Ain't that something? Your water is what put the fire out. Your water is what put the fire out. But you like, we don't have no money. Let this mud burn. You burning down your own house. Do you hear me? And what you supposed to be in? I just lost my Facebook connection, right? I just lost my Facebook connection because my phone died. I hope they jump on YouTube, but I got to keep pressing this message. This phone is gone. I want to log in back on, but then if I log back on, I won't be able to give them this. So I got to kill this too. Let me kill a little music. And I'm going to log them back in on this phone. And let's see how many people join in. Okay. So let's do this. Thank you guys for bearing with me right now. I wanted to close out. I'm in the closeout moment. Let me see your scripture, your Bible. I'm going to log back in on YouTube. Not on YouTube, on Facebook, part two. All right. YouTube is still going. Facebook is coming back up. Let me see your scripture. Bible app. So, okay. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3. What's going on, everybody? Peace and blessings. My name is Adonis D. Johnson. I'm shooting live from the Invisible Crown headquarters. I was just heating up, and unfortunately, you guys, the phone, of course, went out. So, got to put that to the side. I got a freestyle list. I'm going to give a couple of seconds, maybe about 60 seconds, and we just going to bring this in. I'm gonna come in hot with this one. So, we're just going to bring this one in, and I'm just going to let it go from there. So, let's just give it a second. Let the beat build a little bit. Let the people kind of log back in, those that's going to log in, and we'll take it from there. Thank you guys for working with me through these difficult times of transitioning, but we're going to definitely fix this situation, and we're going to keep making it happen. That's my word. We're going to keep making it happen. Got to. We have no other choice but to keep making it happen. All right, so they logging back in. So I just want to give everybody an opportunity to log back in. Hopefully they would have came over to hopefully they would have came over. I thought they probably would have came over to YouTube, but unfortunately they stayed over, and let's see if they're gonna log back in because we were just heating up. We really was. Hey, there goes somebody. I told you, hello. Told you somebody was gonna go on YouTube, man. And I'm grateful that people, you do need these outlets, man. Things gonna happen, I'm not kidding you. Things gonna happen, things gonna go down, and we gotta know what to do and when to do it. So I'm just hoping I can lead by example and hope that you will lead by example and we can become the example that people need to see. Are we perfect? We're perfect because we have the answer. We're connected to the one who is perfect. But practice is what makes us better. So we needs to be better while we're here on earth doing this earthly job, right? So again, the invitation went out. And I was telling you guys how the invitation went out, but we had switched over to the words. Now I'm a freestyle this thing and I'm gonna close it up, right? YouTube is taking too long. Facebook is taking too long to pick up. So let me just close out this word. I was in Mark 4, I believe. And what I was saying is how some of the seeds fell on the pavement, right? And the birds came, took it, and ate it. So the birds ate something that was not theirs. Let's be clear. Some of you eat stuff that's not for you. You listen to people that's not for you. You're greedy, right? And sometimes you keep trying to listen to the same person, but even when you gather what you gather, who do you bring it back? Who do you feed, right? This is very important right here. So they came and they took the birds came and took the seed, so nothing ever grew. We don't know what type of seed that was. That could have been your financial seed. That could have been your emotional relationship seed. This could be why some of you not married, why you didn't find your spouse enough, because you don't have the seed to feed it. You don't have the tree that produces the fruit for the relationship. You need to feed whatever it is you birth. You got to feed it. For all you sisters out there, those that are mothers, you are so gun-ho over your child because you not only did you birth it, but you are raising it, right? Some of you are raising it by yourself, but you're still making sure it has the basic components, clothes, food, health checks, and all those other things, right? Including rules and regulations, okay? So everything you have requires rules and regulations. So the next seed grew up around other, and it wasn't deeply rooted. Being that it wasn't deeply rooted, soon as it got in the confrontation, boom, here come that attitude back. Here comes your frustration. Here comes your mouth now. It comes like you unleash hell. Like, where's all this coming from? You just on your knees praying, yes, God, yes, God. As soon as somebody said one word to you, boom, you back to who you used to be. Why? Because it's not deeply rooted. It's not deeply rooted. And you have to start over. The fire comes, boom, burn everything down. The next one that happens, right? This, I'm just telling you, I'm walking you through the same thing I was doing, right? The same thing Jesus is doing. He's giving them a parable and he's expressing to them what transpires. Some seeds fell around thorns, weeds, and bushes. Thorns, right? Spiky, but it doesn't produce no fruits. Weeds is just something that comes that destroy everything around it, right? He said that you planted good around bad. So when it grew up, the bad choked out the good. What is it saying? It's saying that some of you keep trying to bring your good news around old people. You keep trying to tell people your good, what God is doing for you, and you giving all your blessings out, right? And they ain't watering because they don't have no substance. So what they do, they're choking it out. Why would you do this? Why? They questioning what God has already confirmed to you. See, you allowing other people to speak into a situation they should never be speaking into. And it chokes out the blessing and it doesn't bear fruit. And then those that's planted on good ground, it say it multiplied. See, some of you work for money. You work for money. You put in hours for money. You work for money. But for others, you know how to plant that money, and the money's supposed to work for you. Come on, y'all. What am I saying? I'm saying he's bringing us into a time where we have to be good over what we sow. But my point is that even if you're sowing where it's 100-fold, you still got to learn from the seeds that you just planted. So when he got Jesus, when he came back around the disciples and he said, do you understand what I just told them? They said no, meaning there's no difference from them and you. But you see, he said to them, then if you can't understand basic stuff, then how you going to understand this type of stuff? How you going to understand anything? What am I saying? I'm saying you have people around you that should know you by now. You got people that done seen what God can do in you and through you. You got people that done seen that you this close to being something amazing. You got this much equity, and God is about to enlarge your territory. They know it. They rolling with you. Come on, Invisible Crown Army, let's roll. You know, the executive staff. I am my life coach. The Invisible Crown Army. God has a serious plan for a lot of you as well as myself, right? It's family members, that's just a title, and people around you know your conditions. They know you going somewhere. They know you not about that old life. They know you done went through hell and hot water. They know you done got drugged. They know you got put out. They know you ain't have no spouse. They know your relationship ain't together no more. They know your money low, right? They know this. And yet, these are the same ones that tries to dismantle you, talk crazy to you. The same ones that tries to push every button to hinder you. You ain't doing nothing to hinder them. You see, Jesus wasn't trying to hinder them. He was trying to enlighten them. And he was saying to them, y'all done been around me all this time, disciples. Y'all should know how to break these things down. And yet y'all still don't know. So he broke it down for them. And he said, the seeds, which is what I broke down to you. He said, the seeds are people. Ain't that something? The seeds are people. Now, what type of seed are you? When it comes to your communication, when it comes to your emotions. You see, some of you shouldn't even be in a relationship right now because your emotions is not together. You don't have a grip on your emotions, and your emotions is your problem right now because you don't think. But if you think, then you won't need your emotion because your emotion is your fuel. That's the passion. See, when you fall in love, you will want to do anything because you're in love. You be like, man, I just want to do this. I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to her. Man, I love being around her just because of who she is. See, that's your emotions lined up with the purpose. But when you're not thinking about the purpose and you operating in just your emotions, that's a nightmare. Because now you're requiring everything that you shouldn't be requiring right now. One of them is attention. You should not be acquiring no attention. See, you want somebody else to give you some attention, but it's really what got your attention. Ain't that something? What has your attention is what has your power. And when you understand your purpose, then you can better direct your emotions to bring forth what it is you should be watering. But instead, you will do anything for some clout, anything for some attention. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad, and that's bad. Because you want somebody else to give you some attention. That is pride. That is ego. God gets no glory out of that. And so he says, the seeds, which is people, right? Soon as they get around other people, they gone. They talk about you. See, you need to water yourself by yourself. Understand how you're growing. That way you'll know what you're giving and what you're not giving. You'll know what you're taking and what you're not taking. Do you not know I upset more people because I don't eat poison ivy? I don't eat certain people food. I don't listen to certain people conversation. Why? Because when I'm in higher self, I already can hear the conversation and I have to stop them. And most of the time, I'm being honest right now, you guys. Most people say, Adonis, you don't listen. You don't listen. Yes, I do. The only difference is I'm a visionary. When people talk, I see what they're talking about. So when it says you speak life and death, when I hear people talking, I can see what they're saying, but what they finna create, it's about to be a disaster. So I have to cut them off and have to redo, because if I let them go, it will destroy the foundation. Come on, you guys. We have to be smart. We have to be intelligent over ourself right now. There's many things that makes up self, but unfortunately, some of your seeds were scattered in other places and you're missing some stuff. You see, if you had cabbage, seeds of cabbage, you had seeds of corn, you had seeds of carrots, right? And if you planted the cabbage, but somebody took the cabbage, then you ain't got no cabbage. And then somebody, you tried to plant some carrots, right? But at the same time, the next day it burnt up, you ain't got no carrots. So you ain't got no cabbage and you ain't got no carrots, right? So now you sitting here with the other seed that you planted, right? And as soon as you have this, everybody like carbs, everybody trying to eat off your plate. How you feel today? What's your energy? Can you send me a prayer today? Can you tell me some words? Give me some encouragement. They all eating from you till you ain't got nothing left. Ain't that something? And then they leave that'll die. And this is what Jesus was saying. So when I gave this message, the people I gave a message to, they didn't understand it, right? Because what I did is became Christ. And I understood the message I was bringing forth, but it does not mean you will understand it. But that's why you walk with me, because you can see that what I come to understand is actually working. It works. I am an entrepreneur. I continue to show you my faith, and my substance allows me to not only multiply in business, but it's now allowing me to multiply in friends and people. That's good people. I mean, I know great people. And if I'm the only one sitting in their life, I guarantee you they got the right one sitting there with substance. So I thank you guys for allowing me to crack this message open with you guys. I'm going to close it out real simple. And that is the more to the story is you guys accept the invitation. And when you show up at the invitation, always show up for a transformation. If it's not for you, it's for someone else. Sometimes you just need to be in the building to receive the goodness. You need to see other people going to higher levels. That means you're going higher as well. If you're around people that's constantly developing, then you are in the right place. Keep moving, keep developing. Somebody's depending upon you. But if you destroy your own house, if you spend a lot of time in somebody else's house, you will come to hate your own, and they will put you out of theirs, because yet and all you wasn't faithful over your position, you wasn't faithful over your house and what you was building. You keep running. That's called a foolish builder. You guys, let's not be foolish builders in this time frame. Let's be good sowers, and let's show our God that we truly understand. I am my life coach. Knowledge wins today, ignorance lose today. Peace and blessings, you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. Let me figure out how to close out this thing. Batteries done went dead around here. I'll do a better job, you guys. This one was on me today. This was totally on me today. Thank you guys, though. I'm still trying to bring this up. This is looking like really okay. That go. Thank you guys today for joining me. It went back out on Facebook. That was due to the second phone. I keep two phones. Actually, I keep three. But thank you guys. Peace out. That's my time. Mhm. There you go.